Alright, so we're going to be trying something a little different here. This is a live draft from GP Vegas that we did with some of our listeners who won the packs at our live recording. So Ben and I are sitting right next to each other. I'm passing to his left, and this is our pack one, pick one of a Core Set 2020 draft. You can see the picks that I'm looking at are Loaming Shaman, though I really can't responsibly take that here. There's Disfigure, Agonizing Siphon, and Pattern Matcher. Those are the four cards that I've pulled to the front. And as I sort of say to the camera, it's disappointing that I feel like the responsible pick here is Disfigure. I can't really take Loaming Shaman first if I'm trying to win, so go ahead and grab that Disfigure, and we're going to be following along here with some MTGO view picks. Moving on to pick two, there's a Raise the Alarm, which I have a newfound respect for, even though I don't want to draft white if I can help it, and ooh, a Murder, so it's a fantastic follow-up. Get to take one of the best commons in the set. It's going to be the same color as our first pick. Going to be nice to get in there. And I would imagine that Ben takes Raise the Alarm here because it's the best card in that pack by a pretty significant margin past the rest. Like, it's a really weak second pack for us, and it's nice that we get to take Murder there. Here we're taking a look at Fathom Fleet Cutthroat. What is this? Like a Sage's Row Denizen. And there's a Meteor Golem all the way at the back. And I am not afraid of 7-drops in this format, as I like to say, so I snap that up there. We're going to move that viewer down. That's where it's going to live most of the time here. Another Raise the Alarm. And a Scuttlemutt. Now, after having taken a 7-drop, not that bad to grab a Scuttlemutt here. You know, it's also, like, potentially fixing. We only have a couple black cards. Leaves us, like, pretty flexible as the draft progresses, because we don't have to be black here, you know. Moving on to this next pick, there's a Gorging Vulture. And really not much else to speak of. Octoprophet, I guess. Might of the Masses is fine. And then we see a Scholar of the Ages 6th pick. Doing a little camera action there, a little 3D motion for your 3D glasses if you're wearing them. So grab that, move the viewer up just a little bit so we can see what this next pick is going to be. And it's a fairly weak pack, Ether Gust, and a Fortress Crab. So I'm going to take the Gust for the sideboard. And then we've got some interesting picks here. Evolving Wilds, Fairy Miscreant, and another Scuttlemutt. Now, having taken a second 7-drop in Scholar of the Ages, I think Scuttlemutt is the correct pick here, even though it's like a fine time to hedge into Fairy Miscreant land. And then this next pack doesn't really give us much of anything. There's a Negate versus a Sage's Row Denizen. We're already fairly clogged on 3-drops, which, as you will see as the draft progresses, is going to be sort of the name of the game. I'm sort of thinking about what I want to take here in terms of a sideboard options. Negate versus Mind Rot, as I don't think the mill plan with the Denizens really ever comes together, like maybe out of the sideboard. So really we're looking at 3 sideboard cards at the moment. And I sort of have no preference here. I land on the Mind Rot. I feel like that's more likely to be a sideboard card for me than a Negate. Also, I feel like I know I'm black. I only have 1 blue card so far, so I think that's where I landed there. Next up, we've got a choice between a Convolute, which is a card I don't like very much. There's also a Marauder's Axe in the pack, but, you know, that's not going to be a card that we're going to want basically at all. So no surprise there that I ship the Marauder's Axe, take the Convolute, put that directly into my sideboard. More pretty weak cards, a Prismite and a bunch of white cards, which I believe Ben's going to be happy about. So grab that Prismite, goes to the sideboard. And we get an Epicure of Blood, which, you know, isn't great, but I'm going to put that in the main deck for now. And we'll see Moorland Inquisitor gets in there, but I'm going to even put that all the way over to the right in our sideboard. And a Bone Dash on the wheel, which again, I might consider playing here, though it's not a card I enjoy main decking. So I'll do a little bit of a review here of my picks, and I'll sort out, you know, what we've got in the MTGO window here as well. Feeling pretty good. You know, we're at 9 playables, a couple cards I'd like to upgrade, like Bone Dash or Epicure of Blood. We know we're black. We know we'd like to play Scholar of the Ages, but we don't have to be blue at all. You know, it's not really something that we need to do here. So then we move into pack 2, pick 1, and it's pretty weak. I mean, the only cards really worth mentioning here are Yarok's Wavecrasher and Gorging Vulture. I sort of turn to the camera and say stinky, because I think this pack is a little stinky. And I land on the Yarok's Wavecrasher here because I think it's a more powerful card. 4 mana for a 4/4 is pretty good. In blue-black, we can end up with some stuff we'd like to bounce, though we don't have that yet. Though Gorging Vulture is something we wouldn't mind picking up, you know? So, I mean, not picking up in terms of in the future, but picking up from the board once we've cast it. And now we get the option between Agonizing Siphon and Gravedigger. It's sort of a close but clear pick here for me with Gravedigger. You know, we've already got 2 good pieces of removal with Disfigure and Murder and Meteor Golem at the top end. Gravedigger is just awesome. And I know that Heartpiercer Bow is going to wheel there, so just pointing that out. And now looking at the next pack, we've got a Fairy Miscreant, though I wonder if that ship has sailed. And then I see Agonizing Siphon versus Vampire of the Dire Moon, pointing out the Chandra, rare 3-drop Chandra. And this is a tough choice, so I know that my curve is bad here, right? And I think this is one of the picks that I really disagree with now, looking back at the draft. I really think I should be taking Vampire here for my curve. I think I might be getting a little scared of the Heartpiercer Bow meta from Arena here, but I do grab Agonizing Siphon. As I said, I have a lot of removal already, so I don't think it's as important to grab the Siphon there as it is to grab the 1-drop. So here, looking at Frostlinks, Winged Words, and there's really no question here, Tomebound Lich is an awesome pickup. Really going to solidify me into blue-black here. Again, just filling out that 3-drop slot continuously. And then the next pack, we see in our colors a Blade Brand, a Bone to Ash. There's an Evolving Wilds, so we have nothing really to splash for. And Frostlinks, which I don't like very much, but is a pretty good pickup here. No Piranhas is garbage. Yeah, really, really not a good card. I don't like it very much. We see an Anticipate, which is a spell for Scholar of the Ages, and it's not like a 2-drop technically, but it is something to do for 2 mana. So I think that's what I'm going to land on there. Anvil Wrought Raptor is a tough card if people are playing Heartpiercer Bow, but again, I think I'm letting the Arena meta influence my paper draft a little too much. And Blood Burglar here is a real nice pickup for us. Pretty surprised that Ben is passing his namesake card, Ben Fuddle. Got a Dismal Backwater as well as a dual land for us, but it's way too important for me to grab the 2-drop here. Going to shift the draft viewer just up for a little bit here so we can see this pick. So Gruesome Scourger and a Boneclad Necromancer. So 2 5-drops here. Boneclad Necromancer much better as a card that can make multiple bodies. Good to pick up with Wavecrasher, Recur, if we get Soul Salvage or Blood for Bones, etc. Good with Gravedigger as well. And then this pack is pretty poopy. Just grab the rare here and brought back. I'm never playing Colossus Hammer, I don't think, even if I do pick up a Weaponsmith, and everything else is meh. And we picked up that Mind Rot for the sideboard before, so now I'll grab a Negate. That'll make its way over to our sideboard there. And I guess we could take a Swiftwater Cliffs. That's fine, and we're not splashing anything red yet, but maybe we will want to. And then nothing here. It looks like there's something a little wonky with like the number of cards in the packs, like maybe people removing basic lands or something. Take a Swamp there over the 2 red cards, a little signaling maybe. I don't know. Nothing really. Second Bone Dash, totally fine. I could see siding that in against some decks, but that's going to be in the sideboard. And here we go, reviewing our picks after pack 2. And I'm pretty happy. I mean, you can see we've got 16 cards in the main deck currently, and a handful of blue and black cards in the sideboard that we could main deck, so I'm not really worried about playables. What I am worried about is my curve. You see I have 1 1-drop and 2 2-drops, so it looks like I started prematurely doing that before the final pack came around. Take a shiny Unplayable and a Tectonic Rift. Neither of those are going to make their way into the MTGO viewer here. So just reviewing the pack real quick, as you can see, I'm really concerned about having only 3 plays before turn 3, and that's really only 2 because Anticipate doesn't really count. So really wishing I'd taken that Vampire of the Dire Moon. Nothing much else to speak of, and ding 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 ding, a Tempsis is a fantastic open here for us. Even though we're more base black, I'm already pretty sure that I'm going to be running 18 lands here, given the fact that our curve is very high. We have a good bit of card advantage. We've got some card filtering with Tomebound Lich, etc. So Really thrilled to take a Tempest. That's going to be another card that's going to lean me towards running 18 lands, something like 10-8 or 9-9. And this is a fairly weak second pick. You see, like, cards in our colors are really just Sage's Lord Denizen, Fortress Crab, and Soul Salvage. But we don't currently have a loop recursive piece with Scholar of the Ages, so getting Soul Salvage here is a really nice pickup, and I'm happy to grab it here, even though it's second pick. Cards in our colors, Sage's Lord Denizen, Fortress Crab. Blech, nothing really. I mean, Mind Rot. I'm not main decking anything here. There's a Feral Abomination as well. I'll take a Sage's Lord Denizen, I guess. Another take to the camera talking about the stinky packs. Moving the shift up here just to be able to see the picks. Sorry, it's our first time doing this. I realize this is probably not ideal, but it's a nice venture into something new. Seeing a late pacifism, just really hooking Ben up with all the goodies. And I'm going to select Bladebrand here. I mean, it's another spell for Scholar, so I'll leave it in the main deck for now. We don't currently have anything that it's very good with, like an Audacious Thief or Skeleton. But speak of the devil, there's an Audacious Thief. Another terrible Moat Piranhas that I'm going to cackle at. And there's a Renowned Weaponsmith, which isn't terrible, though it currently only helps us ramp out Meteor Golem. Doesn't really, I mean, it works in conjunction with Scuttlemutt, but you're not really ramping into Scuttlemutt from 2 to 3, so take the Audacious Thief. Again, it's not a card I love in blue-black, but I think it's fairly serviceable. There's a Cutthroat and another Gorging Vulture, and a Winged Words. So Winged Words would be a nice spell for Scholar, but I think here I'm considering that now that I have the Soul Salvage and the Scholar, I'm not mad about, like, turboing through my deck a little bit. And Gorging Vulture giving me the option of, like, something that I can play on turn 3 that can maybe has to trade down with a 2-drop, but is going to gain me a little bit of life in the process. There we'll grab an Octoprophet. I mean, it's not exciting, but it's fine. And then, boy, howdy, is that a good pickup. Another Blood Burglar is great. Going to mitigate a little bit of life loss, perhaps. If we're cracking in with it, it can come down on 2 and just trade with something, so that's where I'm at there. Pretty happy to see that card. And then not really happy to see another one. Like, I think I grab a second Bladebrand here, but I'm not playing that. That's making its way into the sideboard. The first one in the main deck is already a bit suspect. And here we have the option between grabbing another Denizen for the board. And while it's not a card I'm crazy about, and you'll notice we really just don't have a lot of blue creatures. Maybe we bring it in from the sideboard. Maybe we just need 2 3s to block instead of our 2 2s, like swap it with an Audacious Thief. There's a Feral Abomination to round out the end of these picks. We got an Abomination, a Befuddle, and then this is, you may have heard about this on the podcast, but this is the pick where, I mean, by this time, I'm pretty sure that Ben's in white because of how much white I've passed him, and I still think Moat Piranhas is awful. So I take the Griffin Protector away from him, and I actually end up ripping it up in front of him a little later. And then, of course, for round number 1, I face a ridiculously aggressive red-green deck, sort of red-green, or red-blue splash green, I should say, with like 2 of the Scorch Spitters, and I just wish to God that I had a Moat Piranhas from the sideboard. So Ben really got some justice there. But this is what the deck ended up being. It was 22, ran 10-8 Swamps Islands, even with a Tempsis. Didn't want to really risk it there. Maybe I ran 9-9, actually. But the deck played out really well. I was able to win in 3 games against that aggro elementals deck I mentioned in the first round. That deck was really, really crazy. Like, I stabilized at like 4 life, I think, in one game, and another low life total in the other game that I won. And then I faced a black-green deck in the second round, and my deck also won in best of 3 games there, and then Ben and I split the finals, so that was pretty good. So that's how my deck worked out. You know, I really was hurting for early drops, but it ended up playing out just fine.
All right, I'm looking at this first pack 1 pick 1 here. Immediately see a Cloudkin Seer. Pull that to the front. We are at GP Vegas. Ethan is drafting with me and seated right to my right, so he's passing to me. Don't remember who I was passing to in this draft. This was a draft we did with our Lords of Limited people that came to our talk, and we hid some packs under seats, and the people that had those 6 packs won a draft with Ethan and I, and so we headed over to the convention center to draft. So pulled a Silverback Shaman, a couple duels there, an Evolving Wilds, and a rare dual land up to the front. Not a ton to consider in this pack, and slammed Cloudkin Seer, I think, as the best card in the pack. Looking at pack 2 here, Ethan has passed this to us. There's a Sleep Paralysis, there's an Agonizing Siphon, there's a Pattern Matcher. Nothing else really standing out. There's a Field of the Dead if you wanted a rare draft, but definitely not about that life. So I think Agonizing Siphon is the best card in the pack here, but I'm trying to decide how much better it is than Pattern Matcher or Sleep Paralysis to see if I want to branch into 2 colors or if I'd rather stay monocolor with the Pattern Matcher or the Sleep Paralysis. I think Pattern Matcher is better than Sleep Paralysis, and ultimately I decide that I do want to stay just blue because I think that's going to leave my options open. Pretty weak pack here, if I remember right, for pack 1, pick 3. And this is pretty much what sends me down the white trail. So there's a Raise the Alarm and an Apostle of Purifying Light as the 2 best cards in the pack. And an Ogre Siegebreaker actually is probably the strongest card in the pack, but I'm pretty far away from there with my first 2 picks. And I don't want to abandon Cloudkins here for a card of that power level. So Raise the Alarm standing out to me as the best card in the pack. I think maybe you could also make a case for Thicket Crasher. That card has gone up in my pick order a lot since GP Vegas. But I do think Raise the Alarm is the best card in the pack and best white common, in my opinion, and took it there. Moving on to pack 1, pick 4. So Sage's Row Denizen, a Griffin Sentinel. Pretty weak pack again. There were a bunch of weak packs in a row, which made this draft kind of tricky to navigate. So Cryptic Caves, I'm pretty down on. Ultimately, I was trying to decide here, do I want to stay blue? There's really nothing else to consider. Like this, there's nothing I would be happy to put in my deck out of this pack. So I think I end up taking Sage's Row Denizen, maybe Griffin Sentinel. It's a really, really, really weak pack. Whatever I'm taking here, I'm probably not putting in my main deck. Oh, I remember what I was thinking. I was thinking I was going to live the Sage's Row Denizen dream with the Pattern Matcher and get multiple Sage's Row Denizens. And then this pack also had a Sage's Row Denizen in it. So some serious business going on here. Moreland Inquisitor in white, as well as another Raise the Alarm. So I remember being torn between the second Sage's Row Denizen and Raise the Alarm as the responsible pick. Did ultimately end up taking Raise the Alarm, but was very, very tempted by that second Sage's Row Denizen after picking the first one pretty early. Was thinking about maybe trying to live the dream, but ultimately I chickened out. Moving on to pick 6 here, there's a Steadfast Sentry in the pack. And again, not a super strong pack. Might of the Masses is probably the best card. Octoprophet, the best blue card. There's a Gauntlet of Light. I do have a Sage's Row Denizen already that it sort of goes well with, but I'm not really in love with that aura. I think I ended up settling on this. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So I took Might of the Masses, and I do remember where my head was at here. It's funny how you go back in time and you're looking at this. So I was thinking maybe with the double Raise the Alarms, I had felt like blue was cut, and I remember wanting to leave myself outs to green-white tokens because Ethan was passing to me, and I was worried that Ethan was blue. So again, another weak pack here. There is another Sage's Row Denizen. We could try to wheel the other one. Ultimately, I ended up settling on Devout Decree, though. I was pretty sure I was white this point after getting past 2 Raise the Alarms by Ethan, and that's a very powerful sideboard card. Not much here. There's a Diamond Knight, a Fortress Crab, Angelic Gift. There's a Wolfkin Bond if you wanted to try to go wide in green-white. I think I ended up taking that just to leave myself outs if I did really get pushed off of blue. Getting towards the end of the pack here on the wheel, there's a Fairy Miscreant, Evolving Wilds Wield, which is a pretty big gift. It's a good card. There's also Moreland Inquisitor and Inspiring Captain, and I think I ended up probably taking Inspiring Captain to go along with my Raise the Alarms, and that is what it looks like I did. It's weird trying to get inside my own head in this draft. This is pretty cool. I didn't see what I just took there. That went by too quickly. Oh, second Sage's Row Denizen. And a Marauder's Axe. That card's great in any white deck. Not great, but I mean, it's good. You need the white cards are so bad that you need equipment or ways to pump them and make them better, like Inspired Charge. Griffin Sentinel that late was a gift. Almost certain to make my deck. And then we're just getting to the end of the pack here. Not much to consider. So looking at where my deck's at right now. Double Raise the Alarm. I'm certain I'm white. I felt pretty confident about the fact that blue was cut because I first picked the Cloudkins here, and the only other blue cards I've got are 2 Sage's Row Denizens, and I did take that Might of the Masses to try to hedge into green-white. So sorting through here, looking at what's going on, I feel like we're definitely white. Options to live the Sage's Row Denizen dream, although there were 3 open in pack 1, and I only ended up with 2 of them. So maybe that ship sailed when I picked the first Raise the Alarm over the second Sage's Row Denizen. I don't remember which one actually ended up wheeling. And I think ultimately, really, we're white at this point. That's what we know. If we have, green presented to us, I certainly think Might of the Masses is a payoff in green-white. that's worth moving into green for. And if we end up, if white's open enough, maybe we can play blue lightly, like a heavy white base deck with a little bit of blue. So we crack open our pack 2 here, pack 2 pick 1. This is not the pack that we want to see. There's a Shared Summons and Overgrown Elemental, a Gravedigger, and an Agonizing Siphon as the best cards in the pack, pulling a Mammoth Spider to the front as well here. So best blue card is Ether Gust, definitely not taking that. Ultimately, I think this ends up being a decision. I guess we could branch into black for Gravedigger or Agonizing Siphon. Overgrowth Elemental is not really going to do much in my green-white deck if that's where I end up. Shared Summons I have no good creatures for yet. Right now, looking at this, I think I'm between Shared... You see me scratching my head. I think I'm deciding between Shared Summons and Gravedigger. I think ultimately I land on Shared Summons. Gravedigger's tempting, but I thought Shared Summons was high enough upside that I didn't want to branch into another color yet. Maybe that's a mistake. Maybe I should have just taken Gravedigger, although I saw no black in pack 1. I think that's what ultimately ended up settling my mind, that I did see a little bit of green. We got past the Might of the Masses. So if I remember right, I think I picked Shared Summons. Yeah, you see me frustratedly. I can read my own body language. All right, moving on to pack 2, pick 2. You see the following cards as options. Pull an Inspired Charge to the front. There's the rare Chandra. That's definitely not getting picked for us. And a Silverback Shaman and another Agonizing Siphon. So if we had taken a flyer on Gravedigger there, probably would have followed it up with Agonizing Siphon here. Some good cards for other colors other than where I'm at, which doesn't feel great right now. But if we read it right in pack 1, we should get hooked up in pack 3. So Silverback Shaman as the best card in the pack. And I think I was trying to decide between that and Agonizing Siphon. I'm definitely hoping to float the Inspired Charge out of that pack back around the table. Pack 2, pick 3 here. Rewarded, reading that white was open with the mythic rare Cavalier of Dawn. Windmill slamming that. And maybe we take a look at the rest of the pack here to see what might wheel. It doesn't look like there's many green or white cards there. Dawning Angel gets pulled to the front. Evolving Wilds, Griffin Sentinel. Again, there's not really good blue. There's a Frostlynx, but that's sort of eh. Although actually looking at this, I might have taken... So this was difficult. You couldn't look at your picks. With where my curve is at right now, I think I probably should have taken Griffin Sentinel or Frostlynx. I don't know if I knew I had 5 drops at the time, but Dawning Angel was definitely the best card in that pack. It's definitely different when you don't get to look at your picks in between selections, like only looking at them in between rounds. Not much to choose from there. Griffin Protector is far and away the best card in the pack, which makes me feel good that we're deep into white right now. So Masterful Replication, sort of going along with our go wide theme a little bit, and there's also a Moment of Heroism. Deciding between those two cards, Masterful Replication is definitely more powerful, but neither one of them is earth-shattering. I think I end up taking Masterful Replication just to see if we can get back into blue, because I ultimately decide that I don't think I'm going to miss Moment of Heroism that much, and it looks like that's what I did decide. Rewarded with a very late Empyrean Eagle here in pack 2, and this is going to push us back down the blue-white train, I think. So there's some good green here. This is definitely a decision point. We have medium green, medium blue, 2 double green cards in the Shared Summons and the Silverback Shaman. I don't know that I was thinking all of this through because I couldn't see my picks, but right now the only green card I really care about is Might of the Masses, and the only blue card I really care about is Cloudkin Seer. And I think Empyrean Eagle plus Cloudkin Seer, and I know I have a lot of white flyers right now in the Griffin Sentinels and Griffin Protector and Dawning Angel that I picked up recently. So I think we take the Empyrean Eagle and commit to blue-white right here at this point after towing the line between green-white and blue-white. Oh, I cheated and I looked at my picks. For shame! I think we had decided at the table. I don't know if I asked, but I forgot I did that. For shame. So we do go with the Empyrean Eagle here after much agony and indecisiveness and commit to blue-white at this point. So blinders are on. See a squad captain here, which is very strong in a deck with multiple Raise the Alarms, and that is ultimately going to end up making the cut, if I remember correctly. Sideboard Negate or the Catch-em-all for white. We take that, hoping for that not to make the cut in our deck. I'm really low on that card. We did wheel the Inspired Charge from our first pick, I don't remember, but we hoped to float that, and we did float that, and it's almost certainly going to make our deck. Pick up a Daybreak Chaplain, and maybe we get one of those white uncommon enchantments, maybe not. Griffin Sentinel, certainly the pick here after that late Empyrean Eagle, and those also wear Marauder's Axe super well, worth noting that. In addition, getting to the chaff now, I'm coughing my head off. I was still getting over a cold that weekend, and we had Starbucks right before this, and the Frappuccinos really aggravated my cough. Dual land, going straight to the sideboard. So we're solidly blue-white, heavy white, and so hoping to not play double blue cards in this spot. Like, we want to have like a 10-7, 11-6 mana base with the way things stand right now. Deck is a little light on 2-drops, would love more Raise the Alarms, quality 2-drops. Our 3s, the Griffin Sentinels aren't ideal, but I think with the Empyrean Eagle, they're certainly playable. And we definitely want to play at least 2 because of the Pattern Matcher. Also looking to pick up more multiples. I mean, we have 2 Raise the Alarms, but that doesn't work with Pattern Matcher, which is kind of a drag. So, and I think the biggest problem right now, if you look at our pile, is that we have Stone 0 removal. But we also have not seen much removal other than the Agonizing Siphons in black that we passed. And I think those were there in Pack 2 because black was cut from our right by Ethan in Pack 1. So looking at this, Steel Overseer pulled to the front. Trying to see what else is there. A Sleep Paralysis. That's a tough pick. I do think Steel Overseer is an irreplaceable 2-drop, though. It's just good in the early game and good in the late game. This is a really tough choice here. I remember this. So Master Splicer versus Pacifism. Dawning Angel not really in consideration. We're going wide. Master Splicer's great. Pacifism is our first piece of removal. I think I picked the Master Splicer here, but I think the correct pick is Pacifism, looking at where our deck is at right now. Yeah, I think that's wrong. I think I should have taken Pacifism there. Got greedy. Moving on to Pack 3, Pick 3. This is a pretty weak pack and a huge bummer. So there's a Loyal Pegasus, a Sage's Road Denizen, and a Moorland Inquisitor. Worth noting that had we gone hard on Sage's Road Denizens, we might have gotten there. I don't remember if there were any in Pack 2. I don't think so. But if we'd picked all the ones we saw in Pack 1, we'd have ended up with 4 and the Pattern Matcher. That's a pretty big game. Loyal Pegasus, best card in the pack here, and I think what I took, but I don't think that ultimately ended up making the main deck, if I remember right. So we have a Battalion Foot Soldier on the board that we're hoping not to play. Again, like, not the most exciting pack in the world. There's a Fortress Crab. Not a lot else going on here. I remember thinking maybe we needed to abandon ship on blue and move back towards green. See what else. I can't. Cards are kind of cut off. I can't see what else I'm pulling to the front here. All right, we ended up settling for the 2nd Battalion Foot Soldier, but as you could see, that pack was not super interesting. Herald of the Sun, great late pickup, an Inspired Charge that we could wheel, and a Pacifism here. So very tough pick. There's 2 Inspired Charges, so we're almost certainly going to wheel one of those 2. There's a regular and a foil, and then deciding between the Uncommon Angel here and Pacifism. And again, we had a chance for Pacifism earlier. I do think I made the disciplined pick this time and took Pacifism over the 6-drop Angel. You can see my hand against my face in agony here again. So I think at this point, I still know I have Stone no removal. And the Angel, arguably, though, is great in my deck with the 3 Griffin Sentinels and us wanting to have the flying sub-theme. But I did take the Pacifism here as the disciplined pick. I almost took it, and we're spinning it, still in agony. And we ultimately end up settling on it. See what the next pack brings us. Corpse Knight, late Renowned Weaponsmith is good, but not good in our deck. Griffin Protector is very good with what we're doing. What is that foil card I have in my hand? Oh, Ancestral Blade, hot dog. Yeah, that's even better than Griffin Protector. Pretty clear pick there, I think. Goes very well in any white deck. Ancestral Blade might be the best white uncommon. I can't think of all of them off the top of my head, but it's very, very, very good. See another squad captain here. I just grabbed Winged Words out of the pack, which goes very well with all the flyers I've got. A little bit of card advantage, much needed card advantage in our deck. Rounding out the end of the pack here, there's an Inspired Charge. It's fairly late. That's our 2nd copy and not much else in the pack there. We didn't end up picking that Weaponsmith. We saw it too late, so the artifact creatures were of no interest to us. There's Ethereal Isolation, which is much needed removal interaction. We're thrilled to see that this late at this point. I think maybe we wheeled a Sleep Paralysis, if I remember right, or maybe we only ended up with a Pacifism. So we have choice here between a Disenchant for the board or an Octoprophet. I hope I take the Disenchant here. We do not need a clunky 4-drop that's blue. Oh, brutal. If I could see my deck, I would almost certainly have taken the Disenchant there. We're doing fine on playables. Fortress Crab or Moorland Inquisitor, we definitely want the cheap 2-drop, and I think that ends up making the cut. Oh, maybe not. Gauntlets of Light goes well with our Daybreak Chaplain and our Griffin Sentinels, but that ultimately I decided not to put in the deck. We wield both Inspired Charges, which means we were in the right lane for our seat. Both of those coming around the table, we were the only person trying to go wide. Maybe the green cards just didn't get opened, because it definitely felt like the go wide strategy was open itself. So looking at the end of the draft here at the main deck and the sideboard, Ethan and I talked back and forth about this. This is where I ultimately ended up on the main deck. You can see we ended up cutting the Loyal Pegasus, and Moorland Inquisitor did not make the cut. So 2-drops, we've got Ancestral Blade, Steel Overseer, a couple Raise the Alarms, and a Daybreak Chaplain. And then very light blue here. I think I ended up playing an 11-6 mana base with this deck. And all 3 Griffin Sentinels did make the deck, largely because of how good they were with the Empyrean Eagle and the Marauder's Axe, and the Pattern Matcher going to find them. The only doubles we've got are... it looks like the Griffin Sentinels, so Pattern Matcher not at its best in our deck, and maybe that's a reason. No, because the second Griffin Protector was in the pack with the Ancestral Blade, so I don't think there was any consideration for that ever, to be quite honest. This deck ended up good. I mean, it had the tools. It was a little light on removal. I think if I could have swapped that Master Splicer for the other Pacifism, I think the deck ultimately probably would have been better. I think I was just a little too tunneled on, okay, I want my deck to go wide. So that was where my brain was at there, and I do think that was a mispick. But this deck played well. We made it to the finals along with Ethan, and then we ended up not playing out the finals with Ethan. So for our Showdown video this week, I think Ethan and I are going to build these 2 decks in Magic Online, and Ethan did some fantastic editing on these. He put the videos together and built the decks in Magic Online as we went along so that you guys could follow along at home, and we're going to jam them for our belated August Lords of Unlimited Showdown video. So hope to see you guys there. Thanks.
We live, baby?
We're live, baby. But we're not live like we were in Vegas.
But this is the finals of our Lords of Limited M20 sponsored draft. Thank you to Cardsphere for giving those packs out to people that came to our live recording. And I am looking forward to seeing who vanquishes who here.
I'm not, because I feel like I have no chance, especially if you're winning the die roll.
All right. Would I like to play first? Yes. Thank you for asking. I'll keep.
I will keep as well. This card will be terrible against Ben. This is the first time we've done it, and, like, we know each other's...
I don't 100% know your deck.
Yeah.
I have a good idea.
I intimately know your deck.
You do intimately know my deck.
All right. Lucky boy, getting a 2-drop.
Wow. Look, I would just like listeners to know, if you haven't seen his deck, I guess you have because you've seen the draft, but he has 2-drops in his deck.
2 of them.
Should have another 2-drop available in his sideboard, but he savagely riffed up my Griffin Protector instead of taking it.
Yeah, well, at least Mo Piranhas would be terrible against you, so that's fine.
Come on. There you go, Magic Online.
Ooh. De-Eagle. De-Eagle has landed.
Eagle's going to get agonizingly siphoned, I have a feeling. What is this?
I want to gain 2 life.
Get out of here.
Wow. So many choices.
Yeah.
I guess I'll do that
figure?
one. I'll do that
Yeah.
one.
Sure. You're not attacking with that guy for free all game.
Wow.
Hate to bust your bubble.
Bust my bubble.
Burst your bubble. Whatever the saying is.
Gonna have to bust your bubble. Wow, inspiring. Just a hill giant, huh?
Blank's Blood Burglar.
Sure does. Oh, sad Attempsis. Pop this out for folks at home. Put that over there. All right, bring it on.
On you, sir.
Actions on me. Well, my mono black deck is going swimmingly. Good thing Attempsis is in the graveyard, am I right?
Yikes. Just deck yourself. Wow. What a mill.
What a
4
mill.
swamps into the graveyard.
I swear I put islands in this deck. I swear.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You have 9 swamps in the top half of your deck. All right, deck.
Oh, what's this? Oh, Squad Capitan. Okay.
Hulk smash.
Yeah, it's large and in charge.
You got the murder?
Just relax about knowing my deck, bro. Just relax.
Only one?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
You're a coward.
I'm not a coward.
There we go.
Is that really gonna work? Him calling me a coward is just gonna work? Oh boy. Yeah.
I like it.
How's that for being a coward?
I accept your terms and conditions.
Okay. So. Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, baby.
You smash with everything. Yeah. I think I have to block. You cast Inspired Charge.
Cheers.
Okay, I take approximately 800. You're down to one card, though.
I am. It's a good one.
Oh, I don't care about that. All right. Crackalack.
Really?
Well, if it was good enough last turn, it must be good enough this turn.
No blocks.
Okay.
All right. That card's so gross. Attack.
I guess block.
Okay. Top decking champ.
Yeah, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. Okay. Well.
Just send it in with this burgly boy.
He's gained me a lot of life.
I block. Use your stupid thing.
I will use my stupid thing.
Have you had that the whole time I've been playing around it?
Who knows? You'll have to watch this video and find out, Ben, about how much of a sicko I am.
Oh. Tempsus?
You were making a lot of noises over there. I mean, I don't have triple blue yet, but it's very likely, right? Only one island's been milled. Tempsus seems decent. Yes.
A rare that's capable of winning the game on its own, I guess. You know.
I guess I'll take it back. I'll get it back, yeah. I'll take a one-way ticket to Chump City. Yep, no waiting.
Must be nice.
It is nice.
Did you top deck that or did you have it?
The island, I top decked it. But, like, it's not. Is there a top deck when there's, like, 7 of them left or whatever?
Yeah. Speaking of top decks,
Oh, baby. What a treat for
we
you.
got ourselves a game.
No, we don't.
We don't? Murder?
think so. Well, I guess... Huh. All right, I guess I'm going to do this first.
Oh my good lord.
I'll do this. And yeah.
Gravedigger in your hand? How am I supposed to win this game?
Well, I hope you don't.
Not by blocking, I think. All right. The Tonebound Lich is real good.
It is good.
Your go.
All right, my go. Yeah, I mean, I don't.
No narrating your thought process for the listeners here?
Sorry, was that not clear? The ham. Was that wasn't helpful for them? I think I just got to get aggro with it. You know? Oh. Well, I have 6 different things now, but I have a siphon though.
All right, I was playing to the out of drawing inspired charge there. I want to see if I would have hit it.
I figured nope. I mean, with the Gravedigger in hand, like trading off with Dawning Angel and Cloudkin's here for a Tempest seemed fine. So
yep.
All right, sideboarding, where I don't have emote piranhas. All right, so here we are for sideboarding after game number 1. I feel like we stole it. I don't know, like maybe his draw was a little clunky there and we got to gain a bunch of life, so hopefully we can make that happen again. I think Anticipate is not something I want on the draw, and I do think I want Negate to be able to combat the Inspired charges. I know he doesn't have a ton of spells in his deck, but being able to nab an Inspired charge when he thinks he can do it seems like it'll be good. And the other card that seems like we may want to cut on the draw is Audacious Thief, as it is a liability. And I was pretty impressed with Blade Brand, especially in conjunction with Blood Burglars, being able to push through, gaining life, because really didn't want to leave these back to block ever. So I think bringing in a second Blade Brand seems like the plan. This top end may be too slow, especially Scholar of the Ages, but I don't see much. Like, I don't want to bring in the Sage's Road Denizens. Ether Gust isn't doing anything here. The only other card is Befuddle, again, as a way to combat an Inspired charge, perhaps, but I don't think I want to do that. And stuff like Big Fatties don't seem very good against Double Raise the Alarm and Ancestral Blade, so I think I'm going to run it like that.
All right, so we are sideboarding here after dropping game 1 to Ethan. I think after seeing Attempsis, we need to bring in Eternal Isolation for that. Almost certainly as another out to that card. Other than that, I guess we want Devout Decree, cite in a premium removal spell, and anything else that's in our sideboard. Moorland Inquisitor seems fine. Kinda eh. Alright, so what are we cutting here for the Eternal Isolation and the Devout Decree? So we essentially have 16 creatures with the 2 Raise the Alarms. Honestly, this is tough. Our deck's kind of tight. I could see cutting a Griffin Sentinel, and I could see cutting a Raise the Alarm. Do we have any bad spells? Group creatures separately. These are creatures. And maybe I need to cut Marauder's X. I could buy that. Although it's so good with this stuff. I think we can cut a Griffin Sentinel. I feel pretty fine about that. And I think maybe an Inspired Charge is the other cut. And we sort of rely on the equipment a little bit more, because we only have the 2 Raise the Alarms, and the equipment makes the Raise the Alarm tokens relevant. Or maybe we just don't go as wide and we cut a Raise the Alarm and play a Moorland Inquisitor. kind of like that, because Moreland Inquisitor wearing the equipment is also pretty big game. And then we're just a little less focused on going wide. So let's combine our groups here and see what that looks like. Maybe, actually, I'm just going to cut both Raise the Alarms, I think. And run it like this. I think the Griffin Sentinels are too good against the 2/2 flyers that Ethan has. And our serious game with the equipment and the Empyrean Eagle. So I think I'm going to run it like this. All right, submit, and that's the end of sideboarding. We're on to game 2.
It's down to the wire, huh?
Yeah, we went down to the wire. That was some tough sideboarding. I had a lot of options, and my deck was pretty tight.
Yeah, I did not. No Mo Piranhas to be found.
So you no Mo Piranhas to be found. You'll notice our clocks are reset here. That was because I didn't initially have my sideboard built for this deck on MTGO, so had to concede game 1 to Ethan so that we could get to sideboarding for game 2 after I properly built my sideboard. Got a mulligan this hand, unfortunately.
I will keep this hand.
I will keep this hand. And I will bottom this. And I am done. Would like to proceed.
Proceed to the game 2. All right. Not too shabby.
Foil Island tech over there.
Oh, yeah. We're all pimped out over here.
Only the best for Lord Tupperware.
Absolutely. Yep. I know all about Griffin Sentinel in your deck.
Sure. Card's garbage.
Yep.
You know all about the second one I'm about to go
baby.
get then.
Oh, baby.
Let's match those patterns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. Little speed bump there.
A little speed bump. Wow. Maybe not a big speed bump.
Golem Synergy.
Yeah. Meow. Okay. Take care of one of these for a while. I guess I should have attacked.
Depends on if you're planning to block or not. Huh. So if you disfigure for my Master Splicer, I'm like totally hose bagged. Which is what I feel like you're trying to set up there with that, I should have attacked.
Wow, you really give me a lot of credit.
I do. But regardless, I'm supposed to play around Disfigure here, seeing it in game 1. Like, I can't just attack Pattern Matcher into your Wave Crasher. You could also give a thing Death Touch, Blade Brand, that's what it's called. I'm just gonna I just want to develop my board a little bit. Let's just do this and swing for 1. Those old pre-combat pro plays.
Great pro plays. All right.
Come to Lords of Limited for the draft portion, not the gameplay portion.
Gorgeous Vulture.
I accept.
Gain on me. Ooh, 3
Whoa!
lives. 3 lives.
I have a lot of options here.
You do?
I do.
I don't like
Lots
to hear that.
of them. Lots of options. So, I think the most back-breaking thing I can do is this turn.
It does break some backs.
And then we jam like this. And I think this plays around most things you could have that are bad for me here pretty effectively. So like this nullifies Blade Brand, this nullifies Disfigure. I guess it doesn't really nullify Disfigure. You can still eat something with a Disfigure, but not by killing my Master Splicer.
Right. Oh boy, this is tough because I really need to. I think I need to keep Wavecrasher alive. It's a question of what my next turn is going to be. I think it's got to be this and this.
The Lords of the Limited patented double spell?
The Lords of the Limited. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it's just this. So I think the Sentinels get through because then I can leave Gorging Vulture to bounce off of it. And the question is... Oh dear. Maybe I just... Maybe I just double on Pattern Matcher? And still this... No, I guess that doesn't make sense. Sorry, folks. This is a tough... This is the most backbreaking has been accurately described. Yeah, I think we still are going to... Yeah. Disfigure Splicer. And then... How much damage is this? It'll be 4, I'll go to 13. Something mildly interesting about... Actually, I think that is what I'm going to do.
Taking it all on the chin?
No, I'm going to do this.
Whoa.
Maybe that's wrong. I mean, this is... Gorging Vulture is only preventing 1 damage each turn down the road. And Yarok's Wavecrasher should hold off Captain and Golem. So I think that's what I'm going to do.
And so that's telling me, if you block like this, that's telling me you don't have a Blade Brand in hand.
Right. If I had Blade Brand, I think this decision would be much easier. That's unfortunate. All right, so the question is, do I have to do this now? I think the answer is yes.
Okay. Are you kidding me right now?
What? I'm not supposed to side that in?
You're the worst.
Why am I the worst?
Ugh. I hate counterspells so much.
Okay. I do not like my chances here. Alright, no inspired charge is good. Big fatty flyer. It's not good. Okay.
Ooh, game on. What did you get back? Disfigure and what?
And Siphon.
Okay.
And I think in case you draw, what's it called? I'm just going to do this now. Okay.
Accept. Actually, I don't accept that. Wow. Okay.
Wait, why don't you accept that?
Go ahead. Play
What?
on. Play onwards. Resume play. Okay. Sentinels down.
Is it because because you have, what's it called? Oh, yeah, you have Devout Decree? Or whatever the... That's funny.
No, definitely not.
uh... Oh, dear. Okay.
Um,
Jesus. Just just waiting until I get savage. Oh, do you have it already? Ugh. Block, block. Dead to Inspired Charge. But I'm basically dead to Inspired Charge anyway. So.
wow. No chump with the scuttlebutt.
Why am I jumping with the Scuttlemutt?
I don't know.
Go ahead.
Dees.
No, no Dees. This is a... Alright. Yep.
Okay. Your deck is really good. Your curve is not good, but your card quality is very high.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby.
No. No, no, baby. It's
The
just written.
deesest of draws.
No, whatever. I don't care about that. One is not zero.
One is not zero.
But zero is zero. Or
Alright.
I should say negative one would be zero. All right, so we're back to being on the play, which will be helpful for us. I don't know if that means I want to bring in Thief or not, but I don't know what I would cut for it. Maybe it's better than Stinky Little Octoprophet. Yeah, maybe I will play it over that. That seems fine. Still think I want this. I think now that we're playing the Thief, the two-blade brands still are good. Don't want to anticipate on the play, so yeah, well, maybe make that little swap.
All right, going into game 3 here. We took game 2 on the back of drawing really well off the top of our deck. Hopefully not relying on that again. Inspired Charge does seem pretty good, although Ethan's got the Death Touchers and the Blade Brands. So I don't even know that it's that good. I kind of want to bring back in Raise the Alarms. I don't know. This sideboarding is hard. Flyers do seem very good against him. I kind of want to bring in Loyal Pegasus. Yeah, I kind of want to go... I think his deck's favored in the long game. I kind of want to bring in Loyal Pegasus. Maybe cut Masterful Replication. Although that was some serious synergy with the Master Splicer there. The Devout Decree doesn't hit any of his bombs, and he does have the 2 Scuttlemates. I think we can't side in Devout Decree, so let's cut that for Loyal Pegasus. Raise the Alarms. Raise the Alarms gotta be better than Daybreak Chaplain, right? We don't care about the lifelink versus him, because he's just gonna take control of the game or he's not. And then...
I do like the Inspiring Captain. Do I want the second Raise the Alarm over anything? I don't think so. I like Inspiring Captain. I think I like Moreland Inquisitor better than the Raise the Alarm because it can attack into the Scuttle Nuts without any help. Yeah, I think I'm into this. And I think those changes made our deck better. Question mark? All right, let's go. Submit. For all the marbles in game 3.
Mr. I'm not doing any sideboarding. Going to time again.
I know, went down to the wire again.
All right, I will keep this.
I did make some good changes, I think.
I'm proud of you. What a lucky boy.
Wow. Shocker. Okay. I block.
Can't block fast enough. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take my 2 life.
This card's so good. I can't believe I ever thought Air Elemental was better than that card.
Then Cloudkin Seer?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're a silly boy.
Wave Crasher? Doesn't that... Oh, no. Okay.
Oh, Ben.
Awkward.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Yikes. That card's so good. So good.
Okay.
A little 3/3 Vigi. Give the Soul Salvage.
Yeah, Gravedigger. Okay. Top smash.
Top trap.
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. Sure.
Oh, that was stupid.
Why?
I should have nothing. I should have equipped Marauder's Axe.
Uh-huh. Yeah. This isn't... What is this doing? Doesn't this... I just block. Here... Don't know. Don't know if I'm supposed to do it this or this with this. I don't know. I think I'm supposed to just do this.
My neighbor just started vacuuming. I'm really hoping you can't hear that in the video.
I can't hear it, so.
Okay, that's good. Ooh, forgot you had that bad boy in your deck.
So, yeah, I think it's tough. I think I'm supposed to do this.
Whoa.
Is that crazy?
That feels crazy, but I don't know what your last card is in hand. Whoa.
Gross. I hate that.
Mm.
Okay.
This game's interesting. No, was that your last card in hand?
Yeah, it was.
That made it make a lot more sense, yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if that's right.
I think it is. I think it is. Okay.
Woof. That's scary. Okay. Much equipped. Very wow. Yeah, wow. Okay.
I think I just do this to play around removal and or threatened blade brands. I think these have been the best games we've had on our Showdown videos so far.
That feels pretty right, yeah. Okay.
No. What did you get back so I don't have to open the window?
Gravedigger and Tomebound Lich. Yeah, okay.
Gravedigger and a Tomebound Lich. So I can't kill Meteor Golem. So do this.
Okay.
And I do this.
Okay. Jesus.
Top deck.
Yeah. You're the best. I'm the worst.
Hulk smash.
I think. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay.
Tempest? What is it? Scholar?
Scholar.
Oh, baby. Top deck.
Top deck. Dupe.
Doop.
No, I think it's got to be double removals.
Oh, I missed equipping the blade on the protector last turn, didn't I?
Did you have extra mana?
I don't remember.
You
No, I
cast
didn't.
Splicer and what?
No, yeah, I did.
You did.
I had, yeah, shoot. I don't know if that's going to be relevant or not. Two removal spells and two unknowns.
Okay. Take 5.
Your go.
My go. Jesus. Are you the luckiest? It's sort of what it feels like. Feels like you're the luckiest. I hate you so much. I want to throw up right now.
I couldn't help it. Sorry.
Oh my god.
Entertainment
You
value.
are the worst. The actual worst.
Why are you doing this? Oh, because you want to loop-de-doop it back? You have a way to rebuy this out of the graveyard? You still have Gravedigger in hand.
Yes.
What am I supposed to do about that? Good God, what am I supposed to do about that? That's fine, I think. Rebuy that all you want.
Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome. I think the game's going to end before that's relevant.
That seems bad for me. Okay. Okay. Swinging for the fences, huh?
Yep.
Okay. So, we go... Block. Block. Block, block. And this plays around charge the best. Like, this will definitely die, this will definitely die, this will definitely die. I will definitely not die. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Oh, I didn't. I wanted to equip some stuff there. Oh, well.
I will attack. This is I wanted to equip some stuff. That's the classic Ethan Sachs line. All right, so we'll start off by doing this. Most expensive wave crasher.
All right, you got it.
I got it.
I have land in hand. I can't beat this value engine.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Wow.
Those were good games.
Those were good games. Jeez. You really got me with that raise the alarm blow.
That was fun.
That was so savage. All right. So that means it's 5-5 now.
5-5. All tied up, baby.
Wow. All right. Thanks everyone for watching, and this was fun to do a little live draft with some folks in Vegas.
Yep, those were good games.
Yeah.
See you guys.